One thing that we implemented my first year that I took this job was the concept of a summer league. That was the first year we did that, and all the teams in Mesquite participate in that. And so we knew we were going to have that. We knew that we were going to have at least a couple summer sessions a week. We knew that we would have our off season, but it was more about just being prepared in any and all facets in those scenarios. So we really talked about killing the game, really looked at our defensive shape, really talked about, where to expect people to be when the ball's in certain areas of the field. And I would say the main thing I changed is I stopped taking for granted the thought that they were going to know just from being a part of the program. In my mind, I was, well, you've been with me 2 or 3 years, but each year is different and things happen. So we kind of went back to square one. This is our identity. This is what we're trying to do. We're always going to breathe. We're going to track. We're going to win in the air. We're going to win 50-50s. And re-implementing and emphasizing those things to where it's second nature. It's muscle memory. Just kind of hitting those harder. I feel truly like by the time the games start, you're adjusting at that point. All the work is done. We say the hay is in the barn. You should have done so much work up to that point to where you're adjusting and improving. And I think that was one of the main things is this group worked very hard in the off season. We've been at it since summer, they'll tell you. So they're just a hardworking group overall. I'm happy for the boys. I don't, for me, I don't seek validation in the sense of wins and losses. Like when I see a young man down the road and he's graduating from college, like I'm thinking about Nestor Velasquez right now. Really proud of him. He's going to be a teacher, and the things that they do, right? And former players I've had that are in ministry, that's cool. But I'm happy for the kids because of the work that they put in, like to believe in something and talk about it. There's only one district champion in each district. And we got 8 teams in this district. And it's easy to say you want something, but when you say it out loud, everybody hears you. And we're going after it. We're breaking it out on champs. We're trying to make sure that we're seeking that #1 spot. Now we're there. The next goal is by district and then area and so on. And I was very happy to see them celebrate after the Bryan Adams game. I was happy for them because they put in so much work. I feel like we always get people's best. So again, not about validation or anything, but this is the 3rd district championship in 5 years. And so when we play a team, when I first got here, it was like, we're playing West, or you lost to West. Specifically, I remember a very well-coached Lovejoy team. The year prior to me taking over the program and the boys and stuff like that, coming together and talking about what we could accomplish, the last time they played them, it was like 6-0. Lovejoy had beat us 6-0, and then we go, it's the second match of district play that first year, and we pulled 2 points on them out of the 3. The next time we get all 3 points. We pulled 5 points out of 6 from a quality program, a well-coached program, and that's when people start to think of you differently. Now we see teams celebrate a tie. We see teams, we could be playing with 8 men or 10 men, we could be playing down, and they're celebrating that. And that's cool, that's what you want. Expectations are a luxury. If people don't expect anything of you, that means you're not accomplishing anything. And so, yeah, we always get people's best all the time. Yeah, we talk about handling success. If you expect to win and you put in the work to win, you have to deal with the side of winning. And so, when you beat a team, you might beat a team 3-0 or 8-0 or whatever. You can't get too high from that win. I mean, again, our goals are ahead of us always, so we accomplish them and then we move on to the next one. So it's just about staying humble, staying hungry, really, being proud but not satisfied, making sure that you always seek more. And I think they've done a really good job of that. They've kept themselves in check. The boys get along, they work for each other. I specifically remember we tied Seagoville, a very good team. We tied them 0-0. And they were the boys were, I almost want to say, distraught about it. And that's when they have a championship mentality. They're not okay with that, even though against Seagoville, a tie is not a bad result. But for them, it was like they were very frustrated. So I think it's a game at a time, really. The thing is, the further you go, the harder it gets. That's obvious. It's like a cliche, but like for us, all paths are always going to lead through Frisco. Second round, we know for sure if we accomplish our goal and we beat South Oak Cliff, a very good team that scored on us last time we played them, then we know we got Frisco Centennial or we got Frisco Wakeland. Wakeland, who's won state 4 times, who we play in the preseason, so we have to take it a game at a time. Whereas maybe another team might not see a team of that caliber in 3 or 4 or 5 rounds, So for us, we know what we have to do, we know what we have to accomplish, and it's just a game at a time. Look forward to playing one of those teams. I want Centennial, they knocked us out one year. I've always wanted to play Wakeland in the playoffs. They're our first scrimmage every year. Very well-coached team, so it's really a game at a time. We don't have the luxury here of an easy path at all. Not to say that other people do, but Region 2 generally produces the state champ for 5A soccer, and arguably the best soccer team, in my opinion, in the state of Texas.
We feel like